There's a couple of things I wanted to show you. Some lessons that I learned yesterday while swimming in the lake or pond. Lake. Yeah, it was pretty big. It must have been at least an acre of water. Yes, the lessons learned at the lake. Come with me. Alright, I just wanted to share with you that I had to come indoors because it's nighttime. The 3 important lessons that I learned yesterday while I was at the lake, and I'm holding the camera with one hand, so hopefully you can understand what's going on here. Alright, first lesson number 1. Never visit any water source if you're not wearing shoes that you're prepared to get wet. I was wearing shoes that I was not prepared to get wet, and therefore, can you see? I stood on something sharp and hurt my foot. I was even saying to Dominique, it would have made sense if we had worn surf shoes, or those wetsuit boots. So yes, I hurt my foot, which means next time I have to wear shoes that make more sense. Even sneakers would be okay, because you can jump in the river with sneakers and they don't weigh you down too much. Lesson number 2 was this one. Even though I had a pair of gloves, I didn't think to wear the gloves when I dove under the water, and I stuck my hand on a rock to hold one rock, and then with my other hand I tried to reach down and grab the magnet. I must have grabbed a broken bottle or something, because I could feel it slice through my hand yesterday, and luckily it's a very clean cut and it'll be healed, I'm sure, in a few days time. But you can see it could have been much worse, as I just grabbed a piece of broken glass. I cut myself, but if I'd really sort of grabbed on it tighter or something, it could have cut right into my hand, maybe hit a vein or something. That would have been awful. Alright, and here's the 3rd lesson of the day. When lake fishing, I noticed that the edges of the lake were modern. I mean, one side of the lake had big boulders that had been put there artificially by the city council or the city government, and that group of people don't want the lake to fall in on itself, which is fine, so they put these giant boulders along the edge, where, if you can see, the rope is quite frayed when it got stuck between boulders, and then you try to yank it free. The more you pull on it, as you can see, the more frayed the rope gets, until it's at a point here where I think it needs to be cut off and reattached. You can even see on the magnet here, right down the bottom, even here it's quite sort of torn up from being in the rocks. Yep, I'm gonna have to cut this bit off. Even the rubber down the bottom, you can see the plastics come off from being dragged along rocks. And yeah, this fabric has definitely seen better days. That was one day of magnet fishing. This kind of fraying is absolutely dangerous when you consider how the rope should look, which is quite reasonable. Yeah, this fraying means that I have to cut the rope and reattach well, I have to burn it again and then reattach it to this ring here. All right, that was 3 things. Wear shoes that you are prepared to get wet. Wear gloves even if you are swimming underwater. I just didn't think that I would need gloves at the bottom of the lake. Stupid. And finally, once the rope gets frayed, you really do need to cut it and just basically tie a new loop in it so that it's not going to come apart. Yeah, it's amazing how much damage was done to the tip of it there. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. It's just a little what I learned while swimming in a pond. Next time I do that, I'm going to be wearing either sneakers that I can get wet or those neoprene surfer boots or scuba diving boots. They're not expensive, about 30 bucks or so. So I'm gonna have a pair of them or go in the water with sneakers because it's not worth hurting yourself and you can cut your foot pretty bad if you're stood on a broken bottle. Keep that in mind that in these kinds of lakes where there are people drinking and having a good time, there could also be broken glass in the bottom, and I learned my lesson the hard way. Thanks for tuning in to Irish Oar. This is John Green signing off. Thanks for checking out the video and seeing what the lessons were. See you next time.